What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 91, and we start today's stuff on the back of our win over Lazio by 3-0. Ruben Diaz, man of the match display on his debut for Juventus, and what a steal that was, man. 75 million for the 30-year-old, and like I said in the last episode, yeah, he's 30, but I'm 30 now. It's not old, not old. Plenty of years to go, Ruben Diaz at the top level, no doubt about that. 91 rated, and again, for half the price for what we sold Araujo for. Again, take the point, Ronald is 2 years younger, but Diaz a rating higher and still going to get a little bit better. Yeah, I think it was probably a pretty smart piece of business, personally speaking. Anyway, heading to the first game of today's episode on the back of the win against Lazio. Juventus finally getting a win at the Allianz Stadium after 3 straight losses in all competitions, back to our cross-city rivals, and then a big damaging 3-2 loss at home to a title rival in Inter Milan as well. All 4 of our losses with Juve coming in 3 different competitions, 1 in the Champions League, 1 in the Cup and 2 in the League as well, have all come at home. Away from home this season, we have been absolutely fantastic and are still undefeated. And on the back of back-to-back victories in the league, a chance to make it 3 straight and finally get some good form going with Juventus, and the perfect motivation heading into the Champions League last 16 first leg at the Bernabeu. Couldn't have asked for a better start. 2 of my wingers getting the goals in the opening half an hour. First Steven Bergwijn and then Federico Chiesa making it 2-0. We were in complete control, or so it would have seemed in this first half. Cagliari, to their credit, had a couple of really good chances. Donnarumma made a couple of really good saves, and in the end it just proved to be a case of who was more clinical. 2 minutes before the break, Cagliari spurned a chance to get back in it, and our 3-headed monster up top all get a goal each. First Bergwijn, then Chiesa, and then the Serbian tank going for the golden boot, Dusan Vlahovic. But again, to be fair, you might look at a scoreline and think in complete control, but this is why, like, I always point this out, you know. I present the highlights package very fairly. It would have been very easy for me to just like end the highlights there after the first half, you know, leading by 3-0 and be like, oh yeah, dominated. Just show you the 3 goals and be like, yeah, absolutely dominated, really comfortable victory. Wasn't like that at all. Cagliari would ruin our clean sheet 4 minutes after the hour mark, and no less than they deserved as well. And as they continue to push, press, huff and puff, Donnarumma might have been beaten once, but he wasn't prepared to be beaten again. What a double save this was from Gianluigi Donnarumma. Maybe not quite as good as Matt Turner's against the Netherlands on Saturday. That was an unbelievable double save, wasn't it? Sadly, it came in vain, but great double save by Donnarumma. 3-1 the final score. You look at the stats here as well. One thing I mentioned before, I'm so happy that XG is now a recorded stat. And you can see it come to full-time whistle as well, because I've said many times before, you know, I'm 30 years old. I started playing and watching football when I was 6, so it's been over 2 decades, almost 2.5 decades of watching and playing football. You know, I used to be a bit of an old head. I grew up watching football in the late 90s, if you will, and then of course in the 2000s as well. I used to be a bit of an old head. I was like, oh, XG's a load of nonsense, you know. Like, I was very critical of it when it first started becoming mainstream. But now I'm a big believer in the fact it's quite an important stat to take note of, and games like that are proof in the pudding right there. You look at the fact that we won 3-1 and might have thought, oh yeah, pretty comfortable victory, all things considered, and unsurprisingly, you're a far better team. But actually, the highlights package showed a different story, and it's why I always present the highlights package very fairly and honestly and unbiased as well. I was lucky. Like, I was really lucky to win that game there. Donnarumma bailed me out on multiple occasions. And I said this in the last episode in our 3-0 win over Lazio. This is why, if you're an elite team, you need an elite shot stopper. And I know that some people, you know, might have a lot of confidence in their defensive abilities. I don't have any confidence in mine. And if you see my defending this season and last year with Bayern as well, you'd see why I've got no confidence in my defensive abilities. I'm shocking controlling my back line. But how many times does a goalkeeper bail you out? Well, on Ultimate, not that many, but occasionally he does when it matters most. Like in that game against Cagliari, though, without him, I would have lost that game, let alone even got a point, and in the end, I got a win. So, following game, and this was perhaps the biggest one of the season, 3 straight wins for Juve, finally clicking with the old lady after a really poor start to the calendar year. Real Madrid away at the Bernabeu. Champions League, last 16, first leg in Madrid. And heading into the game, guys, I made a massive decision. Two of my three free-headed front line were dropped. No Bergwijn, no Vlahovic. I opted for Moise Kean and Matthias Sorle. Why is that? Well, because they're my top two scorers in the Champions League group stage, and they linked up for the opening goal as well. Massive decision pre-game to leave out Bergwijn, who's been really good for me this season, and of course my top scorer Vlahovic as well. Major gamble. But early on, it looked as though it was going to pay off. Keane offloads to the Argentine, runs through one-on-one, slots it past Courtois, and Juve take the lead in Madrid. But it did not last long. Yet Real Madrid right back on level terms just a few minutes afterwards. And half an hour in, well, you might have seen pre-game when I was showing you Real Madrid's team. I wish I had a scout report on this guy because he looks unbelievable. Tran is a young French forward. I can only assume he is carrying Benzema's regen, because if you're playing this year's career mode, listen, I say all the time I'm a long-term lurker on the our FIFA career subreddit. We see it all the time over there, man. Seriously, the carrying Benzema regen screenshots. I think this is Benzema's regen, fittingly playing for Real Madrid. Unbelievable. I see so many Benzema regens, they look incredible, and this guy looks no different. He scored the goal to put Real Madrid in front for the first time in the games. They turned it on its head, and I'll be totally honest here. Had it not been for Donnarumma, again, I would have been trailing by more at the break. We were down by a goal, but had it not been for our number one, we would have been out of this game, and just past the hour mark, we were going to be. Vinicius Jr., the Brazilian, gets his second of the game. And it was no less than Real Madrid deserved. From leading by a goal in the Spanish capital to 3-1 down. And with 17 minutes to go, I was thinking, right, don't capitulate now. We're 2 goals down. We can come back from this. We can come back from this when we head back to Turin. Just don't capitulate. Well, in the end, that's exactly what I did. Tchouameni in this game, by the way, was unbelievable. He's, of course, the incredible young midfielder who is one of the highest potential CMs and CDMs in the game. In this game, like, he absolutely ran the show as an anchor man. He got the assist for 2 of Real Madrid's 4, including that one there. 4-1 to the Galacticos, and it seemed like a distant memory when we were leading by a goal inside the opening 20 minutes. With just a few seconds to go, though, there was a crucial moment in the game. Ranocchia, off the bench, sent through one-on-one, gets a goal, and makes it 4-2. Now, it doesn't change the game. We still lost, and our 3-game winning run is ended away in Madrid. But that reduces the gap to 2. And obviously, if you saw last season's run to the final with Bayern Munich in the Champions League, remember when we were 4-0 down away in the Nou Camp against Barcelona? And we came back, and whilst we still lost the game 4-3, we ended up winning the tie 5-4. Well, Ranocchia has given us a chance. And we lost it 4-2. Well, after last season with Bayern, I guess nothing is impossible. But it would have been hard to come back from 4-1 down against that Real Madrid side, whether it's home or away. But it does mean now the gap is cut to 2. And that's a much more manageable deficit to come back from than a 3-goal one against one of the best teams in the world. That goal could prove crucial. And after last year with Bayern Munich, that comeback against Barcelona, one of my absolute very best. Yeah, I guess anything can happen, and don't write us off yet. But following that defeat there, we had to bounce back. Heading back to Turin on the back of our first away day loss this season in all competitions. Coming back to Turin, where ironically we've been worse at this season than we have been away from home and on the road, taking on Udinese, looking to bounce back here. We opened the scoring for a brilliant goal from Federico Chiesa to give us the lead, but Udinese would level it soon afterwards, once again throwing away a lead. But soon afterwards we were tied at 1-1. It was a really all-out attack kind of game here. Both teams really going for it in the first half. Great save by Donnarumma, and if it was Bastoni clearing him off the line, keeping it at 1-1, and from one end to another, Bergwijn down the right rolls it across, and it's a brace for Federico Chiesa. Juve back in front, and again Donnarumma, showing exactly why I keep on repeating it today. You need an elite shot stopper if you're going to win the elite prizes in world football. Another game where he might not keep a clean sheet, but he bailed me out on numerous occasions. Another great save there from this corner, keeping it at 2-1, just past the hour mark. And a few minutes later, when Udinese could easily have tied it to make it 2-2, we go on the break. Fagioli down the right offloads to Moretti, offloads to Steven Bergwijn, back into Fagioli. Nice little build-up here, but after Chiesa's pass is cut out, it deflects right back into the path of Moretti. And sometimes you need a bit of luck, and we'll certainly take that. Moretti latches onto the loose ball, drills it in, top corner, and that would do it. And again, the importance of a world-class goalkeeper. We easily could have gone, lost our lead there from 2-1 to 2-2. Donnarumma makes 2 really good saves in quick succession. A few minutes later, we make it 3-1, and that would wrap it up. Final score, Juve 3, Udinese 1. Back to winning ways with Juventus. That is now 4 straight in the league. Finally getting our form sorted on the Serie A after a really tough run of form. We stay top of the table with 12 games to go and take a 3-point gap on Roma, now 6 clear on Inter, and we are starting to see a bit of separation, but it's still incredibly tight. And of course, we know our double dreams are hanging by a thread. Second, it's coming against Real during the next episode. We trail by 2. We're certainly not over it yet, but we'll need a heck of a comeback, just like we did last year with Bayern against Barca, if we are to make it through. But that wins this episode of Career, guys. Big thank you for watching. Hope you have enjoyed. If you haven't, please drop a like. Most of you all have a fantastic day, and I will see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.